Hello and welcome. I wonder if you have noticed that rainy days, such as this one, tend to affect us a little bit more than they did before the pandemic. I know for myself, I used to love a rainy day. It was that slow down, time to get some reading done day. And during this pandemic season, rainy days maybe just nudge us to that place where we need to be careful about our mental health. So I have an assignment this morning that I think is in keeping with this post-Easter season, this season that we call Eastertide, this season where we are invited to reimagine a beloved community rising out of the horror of Jesus' death. And for my assignment for you today, I have returned to my experience on the island of Iona, where every Tuesday was the off-road pilgrimage. About 7 miles around the island. The halfway mark was a place called St. Columba's Bay. You walked into St. Columba's Bay, and at that point you knew you were halfway through your pilgrimage. And the assignment at St. Columba's Bay was to choose a stone on the beach and to consider what it was in the season of your life that it was time to let go of. You can well imagine if people are showing up as pilgrims at Iona, you can be sure there's a reason they have decided to make that journey, and you can be sure that it has to do with some sort of threshold, some sort of crossing over, and therefore some sort of letting go. I know the first time that I made that journey was at the very end of my marriage. So I want you to imagine yourself on that rocky beach, and I want you to imagine what it is that you have discerned even more clearly during this pandemic time is something that you need to release. And maybe it's something you've always known. Maybe you haven't had the courage. Maybe now is the right time. And you take that stone and you fling it into the ocean. And then there's a second piece to the assignment. And that is you were returning to the pilgrimage around the island. You choose a stone on that rocky beach that speaks to you or that you name as an element of this new story, this new season, this newer identity that is rising within you. And here's a prayer by Philip Newell with which to welcome the day. That you have made me in the image of your own mystery, thanks be to you, O God. That in the soul of every human being there are depths beyond naming and heights greater than knowing, thanks be to you. Grant me the grace of inner sight this day, that I may see you as the self within all selves. Grant me the grace of love this day, that amidst the pain and disfigurement of life, I may find the treasure that is unlocked by love. That amidst the pain and disfigurement of my own life, I may know the richness that lies buried in the human soul. The soil and the grass are happy today for this wonderful drink of spring rain I invite you today to nourish your own soil and to live in hope of a new day, a new story, a new understanding of love to rise.